My next guest is the owner of Excellent Credit Builders and is based in Atlanta, Georgia. Um, Excellent Credit Builders provides premier credit restoration services for thousands of individuals across the nation, including the top A-list entertainers, actors, actresses, celebrities, and business professionals. Please welcome to Money Making Conversations, celebrity guru and entrepreneur, James Hunt.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
First of all, James, I'm assuming that you're in Atlanta currently.
Yes, I am. I just got back from Dallas late last night.
Well, well in your world, have opportunity. We'll travel to get to the opportunity. I'm assuming, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. I was out there with Bishop T.D. Jakes
My man,
in Dallas.
great man to be around and a motivator himself. So let's talk about
Yes,
your brand. What is your brand, James?
well, my brand is the Celebrity Credit Guru, and I handle a ton of NBA players and NFL players and music industry people and actors, TV actors, but also to everyone else. So long before there were ever our company was doing celebrity clients, we were doing regular clients. And
Right.
so I handle everything that has to do with credit for all of my clients.
Now, when you say credit, okay, I'm just trying to get a defined statement of what exactly you do because you have financial planners, okay,
Hmm.
financial advisors, and then
Yes.
you talk about credit. And what am I missing in this conversation?
So our job is to handle every negative issue in that credit report for each of the clients. So the clients who have negative issues, whether it is tax liens, civil judgments, bankruptcies, child support, late payments, hard inquiries, our job is to assist our clients with challenging those issues with the credit reporting agencies and or with the creditors to have those accounts and those negative items removed and to assist them in building their credit scores up as high as they can go.
Cool. Now, the highest it can go is 850, correct?
Yes. So the FICO score starts at 300 and goes all the way up to 850.
Okay. What is a good score? I know that, but I'm just talking in general, just to be able to promote your brand and be able to talk about in general to my listeners.
Well, the FICO system defines a good score as a credit score between 659 and 749. But a 750 to an 850 is titled excellent credit. And so the goal is for every client is to get them into the excellent credit category.
Cool. I am in the excellent credit category, Mr. Hunt. Just want to let you know that.
Okay.
Just let you know
Yes,
your boy
sir.
been working hard since he was 18. Okay.
Yes, sir.
you
Yes,
know,
sir.
and because people understand the value of credit. Now, let's talk about before we get into celebrities because we know way more individuals than we know celebrities.
Hmm.
And celebrities,
Yes,
I
sir.
know for they come in a massive amount of money. Sometimes that's when they really get into
Hmm.
credit issues because you can get a big contract, especially athlete. You get a major signing bonus. What do you do with that signing bonus? You can buy homes, and all of a sudden you got to pay notes, and all of a sudden injury could end that, or you can get traded could end
Hmm.
that, or suddenly your talents just fall off. But you
Yes.
still are living at that lifestyle of $5 million a year, or $10 million a year, or $1 million a year, and we know
Yes.
that lifestyle once it stops, the bills don't stop.
Exactly.
And
Yes,
so,
sir.
so let's talk about individual. How do you create an individual relationship, and how do they contact you?
So my job is for all of my clients. So they'll usually call us, and we'll first stop. We'll tell them how to actually pull a copy of the credit report.
Right.
They contact us through celebritycreditguru.com, my website, or dialing my number, or a ton of them call us from on Instagram. My Instagram is at who is James Hunt. And so when they reach out to us, then we go over their credit reports. They'll send us a copy of the credit reports, and we will do a written consultation based upon what the issues are in the credit report that need to be removed, and give them an estimate time frame of what can be done in that time frame, what strategies are necessary to be able to address the negative issues in the credit report, and how likely it is to be able to get those issues removed out of the credit report. And then once we agree to it, and then what the price is, and then once we agree to it, then
That's the key, right?
It is then our job to get it out.
Yeah.
Yes.
A certain amount of money will get a certain amount of work done.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So let's talk about these reports. You have three reporting agencies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So does the report have to be cleaned up on all three, or it can be cleaned up on one? How does that work?
So if it is only done on one or two, then the job really isn't done. So it does not make sense to actually clean up a credit that is on Experian and TransUnion and then leave a negative issues in Equifax. So really the job isn't done until it has been cleaned all the way across the board. So every negative issue has to be addressed in all three credit reporting agencies and have to be successfully disputed and deleted off of the credit report in order to say that our job has been done.
Now, how does I was just going through some of your talking points. One of the talking points was, regardless of race and social status, Black Americans tend to have a lower credit score than all other Americans. Why?
I think it is because, for the most part, that African Americans have not educated themselves, and I notice I did not say that they have not been educated, because I think that we live in a society these days where all of the information is available at your fingertips, and you can Google. There is no excuse to say that we don't know. If you wanted to know something as it relates to your credit or anything else, you can Google it and you can find that information online and be proactive with addressing your issues. So our people have not been educated or have not educated themselves to the extent that other races have, and are not as proactive as other races are with addressing those issues and knowing that anything can be successfully challenged and removed off of the credit report, and all of the keys that are necessary to actually maintain it. So it's one thing to take it off, to address the negative issues, but if you don't address the negative behavior that caused the negative issues, then you'll be right back in that same situation 6 months from now. So it is about educating them and regarding what they can do, and then how they can never fall into those same traps again, credit-wise, that brought them into having negative or bad credit.
Well, the thing about credit is such a, there's so many rules of getting it right. As you get young, you go into college, you can get these credit cards, and you're not really responsible with the credit cards. You have student loans can tie into your credit as you get older. If you miss payments, or they tell you, a credit can stay on your document for 7 years. Here I am. I'm just a guy. I'm mid-30s, coming into your office, got some bad credit. Walk me through the steps of trying to save my life, credit-wise, James.
Yeah, so walking into the door,
James, I'm messed up, James. Okay, I'm not really making that kind of money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I'm making money. I can make enough money to pay for my rent. Got a car I shouldn't be in.
Yes, sir.
But I want to get. Do I do a consolidation loan? What do I do to straighten myself out, sir?
So I would advise against consolidation, because a consolidation is just really like the next step before a bankruptcy, and a consolidation will show in your credit report and is a negative in your credit report, because it says to any future creditors that at some point your credit got so out of hand that you had to consolidate all of your debt, and you were unable to pay them individually, your creditors individually, and you had to consolidate all of your debt.
Right.
It says that your finances were out of control. So my advice is, if a client did come into the office with issues and was considering consolidation, then we would sit him down, go through that credit report line by line to address every trade line in there, to pinpoint what you're doing wrong, and then what changes can be made and what the strategy is for your particular credit report and your particular issues. And they're not cookie cutter type strategies. And so we pinpoint it to what their issues are and what they're trying to do credit wise. Because often clients come into the office and their back is up against the wall because they're trying to close on a house
Right.
and they have issues in it, and they can't get the house or they can't get the car because the dealership just told them that they had these things going on. And so now their back is up against the wall and they want some instant success in addressing the issues. And so we will sit them down and talk about what issues can be done and what kind of time frame everything can be done in, and how we can address it expeditiously to get those issues out of the credit report.
Let me ask you this.
And what is necessary to build it, to start building the process.
Oh, now your credit score or your level of credit, good or bad, can determine the interest rate, correct?
Oh, absolutely. And it determines it. So it determines the higher your credit score, the lower your interest rate. The lower your credit score, the higher your interest rate. And so that is a major factor in disputing the credit, is you have to deal with those scores. And my advice is, before you're even trying to actually obtain new credit for a home or for a car, address the credit issues and let's get that score up high enough so that you can get what it is that you need to get.
Yes. 850 is that top score. I've never gotten 850. I think that's a pipe dream, but I'm trying, James. I'm trying. I'm talking to James Hunt.
It's achievable.
Okay, you're going to throw it in my face like that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Excellent Credit Builders is the name of the company. It's based in Atlanta, Georgia. When we come back, he's going to share some of the stories where even if you're a celebrity, if you got bad credit, guess what? It can stop you from buying what you want to buy. So credit is the key, whether you're successful as an individual or you're a major athlete or superstar entertainer. Credit comes back to be the key to fulfilling a lot of your purchase dreams. We'll be right back with more. My man, James Hunt, celebrity credit guru and entrepreneur. Hi, this is Rushion McDonald, and you're listening to Money Making Conversation. I'm the host. On the phone is a first-time guest on Money Making Conversation. I think he's the perfect guest to be on Money Making Conversations because he's talking about credit builders. I know for some reason when I was 18, I just had a clear understanding that I had to get my credit right. I had to understand I started out with my little Sears credit card, had my Montgomery Ward credit card, then I finally got my Shell credit card. So I was rocking and rolling. See, back in the day, when you got a Sears credit card, that was almost like getting an American Express. And so when you got your Shell credit card, gas card, that was like, woo, you got a Shell card, you were on fire with good credit. So the rules have changed. Now I got my credit cards and I got I won't name the type of cards I have, but your boy rocking and rolling with the right credit cards right now. But in the conversation I want to get into in this break here, James, is about, you say right here, money can solve a lot of problems. Believe it or not, without good credit, there are still many things you cannot accomplish personally or professionally. There are many millionaires who cannot own homes or purchase the car of their choice unless they pay 100% of the price due to the debt and bad credit. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so it is. What's the tragedy is seeing all of the different celebrities that are coming in. And I think that the regular society has no idea that the people that you see on the big screen and the people that you see on the field and on the courts, and because we know how much money they make, they have the same kind of issues that we deal with. And so I'll give you a couple of people who, for examples, because they talk openly about it. So when Tank came to see me as a client, his score was in the low 400s. Mm-hmm. And he had been leasing homes for over 12 years. And his credit had been that bad. And so we see him, we see all of the albums, we see him making all of the money and doing all of the other successful things, but yet he was unable to actually purchase his own home.
Right.
And so for years, for over a decade, he had been actually making other homeowners rich by actually paying their mortgage and unable to actually get his own. So we took his credit score, short form, all the way from a the low 400s and got him all the way up to a 797. And he closed, his middle score was a 797, and he closed on the home that he got last year, right at this time last year. So, and he posted a video on our Instagram and on his page showing all of his clients the new house and who was responsible for making it happen for him. So that is priceless when it comes to the celebrity clients and the regular clients that we deal with, because we are assisting them not just simply in cleaning up their credit, but changing their lives.
Right.
So his children will grow up in that house.
Right.
So
ownership versus lease versus rent.
Yes,
it's a powerful statement. Let's talk about this.
Yes,
and when you're talking about cleaning up, because see, a lot of people want everything to happen real quick. There's a journey to this process. You don't clean up credit overnight, even though they're running commercials right now. You get this, look, my credit just dropped. We went up 15 points as soon as I signed on. And so let's talk about that journey, and also sitting down and being honest with a client, whether they're a celebrity or individuals, or, hey, this is the path we have to go. There are no cutting corners here.
Yeah, so you have to manage their expectations, and so you don't get them so excited about boosting their scores up in the hundreds of points within just a matter of days or a matter of weeks. Now, some people do reap the benefits of that and have their scores dramatically increase, but no two credit reports are identical, and it depends upon the issues and the items that are in that credit report that will determine how fast it takes to actually get everything out. But I say that disputing credit has to do with you picking a fight with your creditors, and you don't just simply pick a fight and go in and throw one punch and then jump out of the ring. If things don't go the way that you want them, you have to be committed to the fight. And so we are committed to the fight until and unless we get everything off of that credit report. The fight is not over with until everything has been removed.
You're saying something, the word everything off. Explain to me exactly what you mean when you say everything off of that credit report. Okay, when you say, because if you're not paying on a credit card and has, let's say, $1,000 worth of debt tied to it, and you're slow paying or you stop paying, is that what you're saying? Getting that debt off of the report and making it a positive?
Absolutely. So there are some real key elements to disputing credit. Funny that you would mention a credit card, but for example, for a credit card. So if a person has an American Express card and has $1,000 balance that went to charge off, that credit card went to charge off status, and it was the consumer owed $1,000 on it, and did not pay, then our job is not to just simply remove the late payments or anything else. The only option to get it out and to improve that client's credit report is to remove the entire trade line off of the credit report, that entire credit card, so that if it was an American Express, we're out to remove the entire account off of the American Express so that their score can go up. If we did not, and if we were not successful at that, then that remains a negative in the credit report, and it stays there holding the credit score down for 7 years from the last date of activity. But when you challenge a credit card can easily be removed off of a credit report because the law says that the creditor has to be able to prove that the accounts belong to you, and in proving it, they have to produce all of the original documents, original signatures on the original applications, and the like. There are no original applications with a credit card application anymore. This age has electronic applications, and so because there are no original documents and original signatures, when you apply for a credit card, it makes it extremely easy to get off of a credit report. And I have clients that will have an American Express for $1,000 that went into charge-off status, and I have celebrity clients that have had American Express black cards that had 7 figures in debt on them, and we were able to remove them off the exact same way.
7 figures.
So
Jame,
it really doesn't matter what it is.
Jame, 7 figures.
It can come off of the credit report.
7 figures, Jame.
Yeah, so I'll name a couple of them. Akon, who doesn't have an issue with us talking about it, we moved an American Express Black Card off of him. That was in
Woo!
the seven figures.
I'm gonna tell you something. So when you have clients like that come in, because that's debt. That's amazing debt. And
Yes,
and it's not something to joke about, because there's a
yes.
problem here. There's a problem that the debt was allowed to be created at the level, and sometimes you don't even know what's tied to the actual expense. And so
Hmm.
so then you got to go to the company and they reassure them that that debt's going to be paid. So when you sit down with a talent, period, what is the number one thing that you tell them who's carrying that type of debt? What do they have to stop doing immediately, James?
Well, they need to understand that late payments have consequences. You can lose as much as 75 points off of your credit score for just simply one late payment. And so that if you're going to eventually get all of the things that you need to get from your credit, you're going to have to actually learn how to manage your credit. And
Right.
in managing it, that means that I am paying everything on time, making all on time payments, and never messing up my credit any longer. And so Akon is a really good example because he has probably about 16 different homes and in his credit report. And he had a series of late payments that were in them. And so we had to address all of the late payments and pull all of the late payments out of the credit reports and to get off everything else that was negative. But I am proud to say that in the last, he was my client about 2.5 years ago, and he has maintained his score and has never gone back to actually making anything late and any additional late payments or anything negative. And so I think that says more than anything else about the kind of service that you're offering if you're able to educate your clients and your clients do not make the same mistakes that they were making prior to meeting you.
Now, we have a question here that I wanted to get out there. You say having good credit is something that you have control over, but it requires financial education and discipline. I guess you kind of went in that area a little bit with Acon. It really is about
Mhm.
discipline. It's about education. When you say education, what do you mean when you say financial education?
So understanding how credit works. And so many of our people are not like really educated with how credit works and think that they can actually, well, if I don't make this payment and I don't, if I skip this one, I can skip this one and only pay this one, and not aware of what the consequences of their
Right, right,
behavior is.
right.
And so you have to like sit down and educate them that this is what's going on in your credit report. These are the mistakes that you're making, and these mistakes cannot last. We're going to help assist you with cleaning up these mistakes, but we cannot continue this kind of behavior. We have to break the cycle of what has caused you to get to this point and has caused your credit report to go into the poor credit category or the fair credit category. And so we're raising your score and addressing the issues, but we don't want to be addressing this issue again 6 months or a year from now.
Right.
We want to actually educate you so that you never find yourself in this position again.
I tell you what, James, you're amazing from a standpoint of I understand you're changing lives. We bring up the celebrities, but it's just the individual, the thousands of regular people. I call it regular people who are
Hmm.
just doing 40-hour
Hmm.
week jobs out there, getting their life back and getting them at a point where they can their interest rate on their cars, on their homes, on their things that they can purchase are lower and is reasonable. Because what a lot of people understand is that your goal is not to pay monthly. Your goal is to pay off, because that
Yes.
monthly payment is what can carry you to endless debt. And James, before we let everybody know how they can get in touch with you, because you're a friend of the show, and I want to bring you back the first quarter of next year, because that's the time of the year I think you need to talk to my listeners as well.
Yes, sir. So they can reach me at 404-998-2516, or they can reach me on Instagram at Who is James Hunt, or they can reach me on our website at celebritycreditguru.com.
My man, I appreciate you coming on the show. This is Money Making Conversations. Know that you're a friend of the family, and keep doing what you're doing. And I keep notifying people that you're the person they need to be talking about if they want to get their credit right. Again, Money Making Conversations is a show for everyday people to understand the secrets to success is based on the information that you can get.